I just want to come to y'all to tell y'all that everything I said about this case done been the truth. I told y'all I ain't no psychic, but when I read stuff coming in the middle of the night or anytime, I bring it to you all. I told y'all that Keon did not do this by himself. Now, I'm going to just sit here, this right here from October the 4th. And I told y'all Kada got in that car with him from her job because she was comfortable with the person who she got in that car with. I told y'all that a female is in my vision too. But I knew somebody accomplished him. But look, listen to this. Let's look at what happened to her.
Missing after she vanished 18 days ago during her overnight shift at a nursing home in Northeast Philadelphia. And then on October 14th, Keon King turned himself over to police.
Okay. October the 4th. Then you got to think about it. The 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th, 13th. 2 weeks. He waited 2 weeks. And his mom had him to turn himself in.
He was charged with kidnapping.
And the very next day, police searched near an abandoned school.
Now, after they locked him up, the day after, they got a tip somehow that she was out there in the area. Somebody talking. Somebody getting weak in the knees. Then October 15th, the police searched near the vacant school.
There was no sign of Kada Scott in that area. A tip led police back to that same area.
Now, they got a tip. Go back out there on the 19th. 1st to 15th, and then 16, 17, 18, 19. Go back out there. Kada body is out there. Okay? But they couldn't find the body because the body was buried. Okay?
4 days later, and that's when Scott's body was found. Then King faced another round of charges. That brings us to this afternoon when police announced a third set of charges against King. He is facing about 20 charges in all, including murder, abuse of a corpse, arson, stalking, and robbery.
Now, for that boy to be 20 years old at a pharmacy, what in the devilish chicken wings, collard greens, mashed potato, and cornbread wrong with him? Murder, robbery, stalking, theft, arson, abuse of court, kidnapping, ransom, receiving stolen property. What the heck is wrong with him?
Is far from over. Court documents give us a closer look
Start
at the
camping.
last text messages leading up to her disappearance and death. NBC 10 Shire Arias is live in Germantown, where the city hosted a safety meeting blocks away from where Scott's body was found. What did they say about the case, Shira?
Fred, great question, because the first thing that Mayor Sherelle Parker said was that she was not going to get into the investigation or give details about the investigation of Kada Scott. But what we are able to see with these court documents was that last conversation, what Kada was saying to King that night that she disappeared.
It's heartbreaking for what happened to Jada and her family.
Kathy Warsinger was one of the many people who lives in Germantown to show up to Wednesday night's community safety town hall meeting. The same community that continues to grapple with the trauma of recently losing one of their own, 23-year-old Kada Scott.
This was someone that we all, in some way or another, connected to.
On Wednesday, 21-year-old Keon King, who was recently charged with kidnapping Scott, was charged with murder and other offenses after officials ruled Scott's cause of death a homicide. Court documents obtained by our news partners at KYW detail critical cell phone evidence that places King's cell phone where Kada was last seen, as well where her body was found. According to the documents, on October 4th, the night Scott disappeared. As she was on her way to work in Chestnut Hill, she received a dozen calls from a number linked to King. Investigators say King texted Kada, letting her know he had a new number.
Okay. He texted Kada to let Kada. Why did he change his number? Because he was up to some bull mess. So he had his number changed. Because he know what about to be happening. So, oh, Kada, it's me.
Asked who it was. King then replied, Kel, as the two made plans to meet up. That same night, Kada wrote, kidnap me again.
Wow, that's crazy. She said, kidnap me again. And he kidnapped her for real.
King replied, better be up to. Officials.
You better be up to. Dang, man, this scary. Their last exchange at 10:09 p.m. read, see him when you hear. Come when you hear. Call me when you hear. See, I ain't used to stuff like that. Call me when you hear. Wow. So she planned to be with him.
Say their last exchange was at 10:09 when Kada texted King to call her when he arrived. A co-worker of Scott told police they heard Scott upset that night. Police say Scott was last seen leaving her job in a 2008 Hyundai. The same vehicle police say.
So to be honest with you, Kada really liked Keon. She liked that Keon real good. And somebody was jealous because she was in love with Keon. It's a girl in this.
Stolen and later intentionally set on fire on October 7th. Cell phone activity shows Scott and King arrived at the Auberry Rec Center's parking lot the night she did.
So when they showed up, he was in that car that he burned. Wow, that's crazy. But why did he have to kill her? I wonder why did the stalker then, why he do her like that? He didn't do that other girl like that. The other girl who close to him. Why did he do Kayla like that? Why did he rob her? Why did he do her like that? Still something behind this.
Disappeared. Sources tell NBC 10 they believe Scott was killed 20 to 30 minutes after she went missing.
20 or 30 minutes. She put up a fight, y'all. She was fighting him. Until the other person got involved. She was handling him by herself, allegedly. And then the other person got involved. Probably hit her upside the head with something.
Police say surveillance video of the rec center captured two people arriving and exiting King's vehicle. But then, just hours later, two suspects are seen removing from the vehicle what they believe to be someone's body.
So, if they remove her out the vehicle, where did they kill her at? What did they do? Where did the murder take place at? Because they had her, she was in the car. So where did the murder take place at? If she was in the car. So did he kill her at the park, at the recreation, at the rec center? And then they took her body and they hid her body, buried her body. And I believe it was more than one person. I think it's a third person. And the reason I say that, because that's a lot of digging, y'all.
It in the area where Scott's remains were found. Police say the investigation into Scott's murder is far from over.
Recovering Kada's body was not the outcome we had hoped for, but we are grateful that we were able to bring her home.
Commissioner,
I think that they need to go back. Hold on. I think it was more than two people. It's a third person. See, he couldn't handle Kada like he handled that other girl. And then I think I overheard the other morning that he did a third person like that. Good Lord have mercy. He's so young. All right, y'all, tell me what you think. Like, share, and subscribe.